please hit that subscribe button. Hey everybody, better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live. Hey everybody. So today I want to talk about the division battles going on in the NHL, particularly at the top of the division, and how close all of those division fights are right now between at least one or two, if not three teams, depending on the division. So before I start the video, I just quickly want to remind everyone to please hit that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Both of those things really help out the channel a lot and are very much appreciated. So normally, there's at least one division leader in the NHL who kind of runs away with the division. Last year, it was the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Atlantic, winning that by more than 20 points. And just most seasons, there's one or two teams who are just kind of the clear top teams, and they run away from everyone else in their division. That is not the case this year. There are no runaway division leaders, and it's really interesting, particularly this season, because early in the year there were. Three of the four divisions, everyone except the Pacific, kind of had a runaway division leader, but they've all now been caught, every single one of them. And now we have four huge division battles going on, one in each division, heading down the stretch here into the home stretch of the regular season and towards the playoffs. So let's start here. Now, let's start with the Pacific Division. This is the one division that's been close the entire year. There's been no clear leader, clear winner of the Pacific at all this season. Right now, Vancouver has a 3-point lead over the Edmonton Oilers, a 5-point lead over Vegas, and Vegas, Calgary, and Arizona all at 64 points right now. All tied points-wise. Edmonton's in second at 66, and Vancouver's at 69. So, that division has been close this entire year. Right now, it looks Vancouver's looking good. They're playing well, but they're still well within striking distance from other teams from getting there. That one, not as noteworthy because it's been this way the entire season. Now let's move on to the Central, and this one is really interesting because for the first half of the year, St. Louis was absolutely running away with this division. Not sure what their largest lead was at any point this season, but I'm pretty sure it was double digits. They had a big lead in that division over the other teams. Colorado, Dallas, Winnipeg was in the mix as well earlier in the year as far as those number 2 and 3 spots go. But for a lot of this season, St. Louis was clearly the number 1 team in the Central, and they were, had a, pretty sizable lead. Colorado has cut that division lead down to 1 point, and they have a game in hand over the Blues. St. Louis now is at 73 points. Colorado is right behind them at 72. And Dallas only 4 points behind at 69 points as well. So those teams have really caught up to St. Louis, putting the pressure on, and are well within striking distance of possibly taking this division lead away. Colorado is 8-1-1 in their last 10 games. They are just absolutely lighting it up right now. And a couple months ago, it looked like St. Louis was easily going to win this division, and no one else was even, going to come close. Now, Colorado and Dallas well within striking distance. Moving on over to the Eastern Conference here, we have a very similar situation going on in the Metro right now, whereas for most of this season, the Washington Capitals looked like the runaway number 1 team, easily the Metro Division winner. No one was going to catch them. Washington's at 77 points right now. Pittsburgh only 3 points behind at 74. And the New York Islanders not far behind either at 72. So the Capitals division lead has definitely shrunk over the last few weeks. That division has gotten very close. Pittsburgh is giving the Capitals a run for their money, and are still certainly capable of being the team that wins this division. So Washington, who had a very sizable lead early in the season, sees it shrink now down to just 3 points, and Pittsburgh is right behind them. And finally, the Atlantic, same thing going on in the Atlantic. The Boston Bruins were the runaway winners for the first half of this season. way, way, way ahead of everybody else. Boston's division lead at one point was 14 points this year. 14 points seemed insurmountable. It did not, seem like any team was going to be able to catch up to them and make that up. We were wrong. The Tampa Bay Lightning now just 3 points behind Boston with a game in hand in the Atlantic Division. Tampa Bay is all over the Bruins. They actually had that division lead cut down to 1 point until Boston won over Montreal last night to get it back to 3. But Tampa Bay has been absolutely on fire recently. They're 9-0-1 in their last 10 games. They've won 8 in a row. Boston's not playing bad either. Boston's 8-2 in their last 10 games. Tampa is still catching them. They haven't lost in regulation in quite a while. Tampa is just tearing it up right now, and they are catching Boston. The Bruins division lead, which at one point, I believe in December, was 14 points, is now cut down to 3 by the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Lightning have just done an incredible job the second part of this season, specifically after the new year, and just, finding ways to win night in and night out, and they are catching the Bruins. And it's not like the Bruins have played bad. They've got 82 points on the year, but Tampa Bay is right there now with 79. So I just found it interesting how at one point this season, Washington had a huge lead in the Metro. The Bruins had a huge lead in the Atlantic. The Blues had a huge lead in the Central. Those divisions all seemed wrapped up, done, over. And they've all been caught. All 3 division leaders have been caught that had big leads. They've all, had those leads cut down now to, in most cases, 2, 3, 4 points. Not a lot of separation. And now, all of a sudden, all 4 divisions are still up for grabs with less than 2 months to go in the season. We have no idea who's going to win and who's going to finish second or even third in some of these cases. There's a lot that can still happen in the final 6 weeks of the season, and it's going to be really, really fun to watch. So most years there's like a runaway winner. At least one of the divisions is just, someone clearly the number 1 team. That is not the case this year. All 4 divisions are still up for grabs. All 4 divisions are very, very close right now, and there's only 6 weeks left of the season, so I really don't see that changing a whole lot. I think these divisional battles are going to come down right till the last week of the season. In some cases, maybe right down to the last day of the regular season before our playoff matchups and playoff seeding is determined. But with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.